Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'd love it if you could leave a comment letting me know where you're listening from around the world. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe if you're enjoying this video. Story 1. I never should have gone hiking alone. I know that now. I've always been cautious, told people where I was going, packed extra supplies, double-checked my routes. But that day I got cocky. The weather was perfect, the trail was well marked, and I had hiked these woods a dozen times before. It was supposed to be easy, but the forest had other plans. It started small, the feeling of being watched. I shrugged it off at first. Maybe a deer was nearby, or a fox. Nothing to be worried about. But then I noticed something strange. The birds had stopped singing. I didn't even realize it at first, but suddenly, the woods were too quiet. No rustling leaves, no distant chirping, just the soft crunch of my boots on the dirt path. The silence pressed in on me, thick and unnatural. That was when I heard it, a soft rustling in the underbrush, too slow for the wind, too deliberate for an animal. It was coming from my right, maybe 30 feet away. I stopped walking, listening, my breath caught in my throat. Silence. Then, something moved. Not walking. Crawling. It was low to the ground, hidden in the ferns and brush, but I could see glimpses of it between the trees. A shape, pale, almost gray, moving on all fours. At first, I thought it was a person, a lost hiker maybe, or someone injured, but the way it moved wasn't right. Its limbs were too long, its body too thin. It moved with unnatural speed, scuttling like a spider over the forest floor. My stomach twisted. Then it stopped. For a moment, everything was still. I could hear my own heartbeat, fast and heavy in my ears. And then it turned its head toward me. No, not turned. Twisted, completely around. I felt something inside me go cold. The thing was still crouched on all fours, but its head had rotated a full 180 degrees, facing me now with wide, lidless eyes. Its mouth stretched too far across its face, curling into a grin that wasn't human. It knew I saw it. A slow, breathy chuckle came from deep in its throat. I couldn't move. My legs were locked in place, my brain screaming at me to run, but my body wouldn't listen. Then I heard the snap of a twig beneath my foot, and the thing lunged. I don't remember thinking. I just ran. I don't know which direction. I didn't care. I just needed to get away. I heard it behind me, the sickening slap of hands and feet on the ground, too fast, too close. I ran harder. My lungs burned. My legs screamed, but I didn't dare look back. Branches whipped at my face, my arms. I nearly tripped more than once, stumbling over rocks and roots. My vision blurred with sweat and panic. I could still hear it, chasing me, laughing. Then, suddenly lights. Headlights. I burst through the trees and onto the side of the road just as a truck came around the bend. I waved my arms, screaming, and the driver slammed the brakes. I collapsed onto the gravel, gasping for breath. The driver was an old man, maybe in his 70s, with deep lines on his face and eyes that had seen too much. He jumped out of the truck, kneeling beside me. "Jesus, son, what happened?" I tried to answer, but my throat was raw. I just shook my head and looked back toward the trees. There was nothing, just dark, silent forest. But then I saw the old man's face pale. His hand trembled as he reached for my shoulder. His voice was quiet, almost a whisper. You saw it, didn't you? I didn't answer. I didn't need to, because in his eyes, I already knew the truth. I wasn't the first, and I wouldn't be the last. Story 2. I was never scared of the woods. Not as a kid, not as a teenager, not even as an adult. The forest was my second home. I knew how to track, how to find my way by the stars if I had to. I could read the land like a map, find trails no one else could see. I say all this so you understand. I wasn't some inexperienced hiker. I wasn't a city boy who got lost on a weekend trip. What happened to me wasn't a case of bad directions or bad luck. Something led me away that night. It happened in Oregon, in the kind of deep, endless woods where you can walk for days and never see another soul. That was exactly why I picked the spot. A solo camping trip, just me, my tent, and the quiet peace of nature. The first night was perfect. The air smelled like pine. The sky was clear, and the only sounds were the occasional hoot of an owl and the rustle of leaves in the breeze. I made a small fire, cooked some instant noodles, and fell asleep feeling completely at ease. Then came the second night. I woke up around 2 a.m. No reason, no bad dream, just awake. And the moment I opened my eyes, I knew something was wrong. The woods were too quiet. No wind, no leaves moving, no insects chirping, just heavy, unnatural silence. Then I heard the whispering. It wasn't voices exactly, more like the sound of words without a speaker. Soft, shifting, almost hidden in the silence. I couldn't make out what they were saying, but I knew they were speaking to me. My first thought was the wind. Maybe it was moving through the trees in just the right way to sound like whispers. But there was no wind, and the whispers weren't coming from one place. They were all around me. I lay there, heart pounding, straining to listen. The whispers never got louder, never changed their tone. Just constant, steady, waiting. I grabbed my flashlight and unzipped the tent, sweeping the light outside. The beam cut through the darkness, lighting up the trees, the clearing, the dead remains of my fire. Nothing. And then, when I clicked the flashlight off, the whispering moved. It was farther away now, still quiet, still unintelligible, but no longer surrounding me. It was coming from deeper in the woods. It was leading me, and like an idiot, I followed. I don't even know why. There was no logic in it, no sense. I just felt this pull, this irresistible need to go. Like if I didn't, something terrible would happen. I walked, slowly at first, then faster. My boots crunched against the underbrush, the only sound in the absolute stillness. The farther I went, the more the whispering retreated, always just ahead, just out of reach. Then I stopped, because I realized I had no idea where I was. I turned, looking for the trail I had just been on. It was gone. No sign of my footprints. No broken branches. Nothing. Just dark, endless trees in every direction. That's when the panic set in. I'd spent my whole life in the woods, and I'd never been this lost. It didn't make sense. I should have been able to backtrack. Should have been able to find my way to my campsite in minutes. Instead, I wandered in circles. I know because I started seeing the same landmarks, the same twisted root jutting from the ground, the same fallen log split open with rot. Over and over again, no matter which way I turned, I ended up at the same spot. And then I saw the tree, a massive, Dead oak in the middle of a clearing. I swear to God, it hadn't been there before. Its bark was blackened, burned, split open in jagged scars. The branches stretched out like withered arms, skeletal, twisted. It looked ancient, wrong, somehow, and as soon as I laid eyes on it, the whispering stopped. Silence crashed over me like a wave. Not just normal silence. A void. No wind. No rustling leaves. No distant animals moving in the brush. Like the entire forest was holding its breath. And in that silence, I felt something. Watching. I turned in a slow circle, scanning the trees, the empty spaces between them, the deep blackness beyond my flashlight's reach. Nothing moved, but I could feel it. Close. Right there. Just beyond what I could see. I ran. I don't remember which way I went. I don't remember if I was going toward my camp or away from it. I just ran. Branches tore at my clothes, my face. My breath came in ragged gasps. My legs burned, but I didn't stop. I couldn't stop. I don't know how long I ran before I stumbled into my campsite. 1 second, I was lost in an endless maze of trees. The next, I was standing right in front of my tent, like it had been there the whole time, like I had never left. I didn't question it. I didn't even grab all my gear. I just threw my pack over my shoulder and bolted. I drove through the night, stopping only when I saw the first hints of morning light on the horizon. Only then did I let myself breathe. Only then did I stop shaking. Later, when I checked the maps, I tried to find that clearing, that dead tree. It wasn't there. No open spaces, no burned oaks. It doesn't exist. Or at least, it's not supposed to. I haven't been camping since. And I never will again. Story 3. I still dream about that night sometimes. I wake up drenched in sweat, my breath hitching in my throat, because for a split second, I hear it again, screaming, faint, distant, coming from somewhere I can't see. I tell myself it's just a memory, a trick of the mind. But deep down, I know better. Some things don't fade with time. Some things stay with you, waiting, listening, like the woods that night. I was part of a search and rescue team in Montana. Been doing it for years. Lost hikers, stranded campers, the occasional dumbass who thought they could conquer the wild without knowing a thing about survival. Most of the time, we found them. Sometimes we didn't. And every so often, we'd get a case that made no damn sense at all. Like this one. The guy's name was Tom Willis. 46 years old, experienced hiker, had been coming up to the Bob Marshall Wilderness for over a decade. 3 days out, his family expected him back. He never showed. No calls, no signs of him. His brother reported him missing, and we got the call. We found his camp on the second day of searching. Everything was still there. His gear, his food, even his goddamn boots. His tent was unzipped, wide open, like he just stepped out to take a piss and never came back. No signs of struggle, no blood, no tracks leading away. It was as if the earth had just swallowed him whole. By the time dusk rolled in, we were still combing the area, calling his name. The temperature was dropping fast, the sky bruising purple and red. I was about to suggest we head back to base camp when I heard it. Screaming. Far away. Somewhere in the trees. It was distant at first. Faint. Almost lost in the wind. But there was something about it that made the hairs on my arms stand up. It wasn't just a cry for help. It was wrong. Desperate. Raw. Like something was tearing its way out of a man's throat. I wasn't the only one who heard it. My partner, Dave, turned to me, eyes wide. "Jesus," he muttered. "That's him." We took off running. The forest swallowed us whole. The light faded fast, our flashlights jittering over the underbrush as we pushed deeper, following the sound. We yelled his name, told him to keep calling out so we could find him. And he did. God, he did. The screams didn't stop. They didn't weaken. They just kept moving, always ahead of us, just out of reach. It was like chasing a shadow. Every time we thought we were close, the sound would shift, pulling us deeper into the woods. I should have stopped. I should have known something wasn't right. But the way he screamed, it made my gut twist. It sounded like a man trapped in something, a man losing hope. We ran for almost an hour. My legs burned, my lungs ached, but still the screaming continued. It never stopped, never paused for breath. It just kept going and going, one long, endless cry of pure terror. Then, silence. Not a slow fade, not a whimpering end. Just gone, like someone had flipped a switch. I stumbled to a stop, sucking in air, my heart hammering in my chest. Dave was a few feet away, bent over, hands on his knees. Neither of us spoke. And then, from behind us, the same scream, right there, where we had just come from. Every muscle in my body locked up. I turned slowly, my flashlight trembling in my grip. Nothing, just trees, blackness stretching between them. The scream was closer now, but it wasn't moving anymore. It was watching. Dave whispered, "We need to go. Now." And for once, it didn't argue. We didn't run. We didn't look back. We just turned and walked, fast and steady, back toward camp. The whole time, I felt something behind us, just beyond the light of our flashlights. Watching, listening, waiting. By the time we made it back, my hands were shaking so badly I could barely grip my radio. We told our team what happened. We told them about the screaming, about how we had chased it for miles, only for it to double back on us. No one wanted to say it, but I saw it in their faces. We weren't alone out there. Tom Willis was never found. No tracks, no remains, nothing. The official report listed him as lost and presumed deceased. His family held a memorial. His name was added to the list of those who had vanished in the Bob Marshall Wilderness. Another ghost swallowed by the trees. I don't know what we heard that night. Some say the forest mimics the voices of the lost, that something in the deep woods lures people away with their own screams. I don't know if that's true, but I do know one thing. Whatever was screaming that night, it wasn't human anymore.